the mystery, and the humor of the franchise for a whole new generation. The screen crackles with flashes of the Ecto-1 tearing through the misty streets, neon lights reflecting off the wet pavement, sirens echoing in the distance. This movie doesn't just chase ghosts, it chases legacy. As the first trailers hit the internet, fans immediately noticed something darker about this sequel. The tone feels more atmospheric, almost gothic in its approach. It's no longer just about zapping ghosts for laughs, it's about uncovering what's buried beneath the city, where ancient entities have been waiting for centuries. The new generation of Ghostbusters, led by Phoebe Spengler, McKenna Grace, has matured. The last movie, Afterlife, showed her discovering her grandfather Egon's legacy, but Empire of Shadows thrusts her into a world where she must face a supernatural threat beyond science or logic. The visuals hint at something powerful: ancient ruins glowing beneath Manhattan, black mist crawling across the skyline, and a spectral energy that feels more alive than ever. But what makes this movie truly fascinating are the hidden connections, the return of old characters, mysterious cameos, and clues that point back to the original Ghostbusters. Ray Stantz, Winston Zeddemore, and even faint mentions of Venkman appear to be woven into this story in ways fans didn't expect. The filmmakers seem to be blending nostalgia with evolution, not erasing the past, but expanding it. Fans have even speculated that the Empire of Shadows isn't just a ghost invasion, it's a metaphor for the past haunting the present. The cinematography leans into this theme with moody lighting, shadows swallowing the city, and ghosts that feel more tragic than terrifying. By the time the logo burns onto the screen, glowing in that signature ghostly green, one thing is clear: Ghostbusters, Empire of Shadows is not just a sequel, it's a resurrection. The story of Ghostbusters, Empire of Shadows picks up shortly after the events of Afterlife. The Spengler family has officially relocated to New York City, stepping into the same firehouse that once served as the home base of the original Ghostbusters. Dust-covered proton packs, faded blueprints, and Egon's old notes fill the lab, silent reminders of what once was. But the peace doesn't last long. Beneath the city's subway tunnels, something ancient stirs. Strange readings begin appearing across the city, surges of psychokinetic energy stronger than anything ever recorded. Streets begin cracking, mysterious fog rolls in at night, and citizens report shadows moving on their own. The Ghostbusters are called back into action, not to face ghosts from the afterlife, but entities from something even darker, the Shadow Realm. Phoebe Spengler, now older, carries the weight of her grandfather's genius and sacrifice. Her curiosity drives her deeper into research that uncovers old myths about spectral empires that once ruled beneath human civilization. With the help of Podcast and Lucky, the team dives into Egon's hidden journals, maps of ley lines, notes about spectral frequencies, and warnings about the Empire of Shadows. Meanwhile, Winston Zeddemore, now a wealthy businessman funding the Ghostbusters, begins reconstructing old equipment, adding modern tech like AI-assisted traps and proton drones. It's a blend of nostalgia and innovation. Science evolved from the old days of Venkman's sarcasm and Ray's enthusiasm. But beneath all the upgrades, something sinister brews, a power that begins to affect the team from within. Shadows whisper their names, reflections move on their own, and old ghosts return in new forms. What's especially chilling is how the film blends emotional storytelling with the supernatural. Phoebe isn't just fighting spirits, she's facing her own fear of failing her family's legacy. The movie takes her into psychological territory. The ghosts symbolize memories, regret, and the parts of the past people try to bury. Even the iconic Ecto-1 gets its moment of revival, redesigned yet instantly recognizable, racing through the storm-soaked streets as proton streams light up the night. Every scene feels cinematic and layered, blending horror, humor, and humanity. The humor remains sharp, but it's woven with emotional undertones that hit surprisingly hard. It's not just "Bustin' makes me feel good" anymore, it's about confronting what's left behind when heroes fade. As Ghostbusters, Empire of Shadows reaches its explosive climax, the tone shifts from eerie mystery to full-blown supernatural warfare. The final act takes place beneath Manhattan, where the original subway lines connect to forgotten catacombs, a labyrinth of ancient stone carved with glowing sigils and long-forgotten warnings. Phoebe and her team descend deep underground, guided only by flickering lights and the hum of proton packs. The air is heavy, alive with whispers. The walls seem to breathe, and shadows move like living things. Then, from the abyss, the true enemy emerges, a colossal ghostly entity known as Umbra, the ruler of the Shadow Realm. Its form constantly shifts, half human, half mist, a being born of darkness and regret. The moment it appears, the team realizes that this isn't just another haunting. This is the origin of all ghost energy, the nexus that connects the afterlife to the world of the living. As chaos erupts, Winston leads a desperate mission above ground, coordinating the upgraded ecto units to trap the spectral army flooding the city. Ghosts surge through the streets, bursting through buildings, taking the form of ancient warriors made of smoke and fire. Lightning crackles through the sky as New York becomes a battleground of light and darkness. Phoebe, armed with Egon's modified proton blaster, faces Umbra head-on. The spirit taunts her, twisting her memories, using her fear and guilt against her. She sees illusions of her grandfather, of her family, of everything she's afraid to lose. But in that moment of emotional chaos, she remembers what Egon taught, that science and heart must work together. She recalibrates her blaster using Egon's final formula, merging pure light energy with the proton beam, creating something never seen before, a spectral pulse that breaks through dimensions. In a breathtaking, emotional finale, the team channels all their energy together. The original Ghostbusters join in remotely, their voices echoing over comms, symbolizing the passing of the torch. The beams converge into a massive vortex of light that engulfs Umbra, pulling the shadows back into the void. As the energy fades, the underground temple collapses, and silence falls. The camera pans up to the city skyline, dawn breaking through smoky clouds, New York bathed in soft orange light. The ghosts vanish, but the feeling of legacy remains. In the firehouse, Phoebe places Egon's old glasses on a shelf beside her new tools, the past and future united. The final shot? The Ecto-1 rolling out once more, sirens blaring, hinting at a new beginning for the Ghostbusters. The screen fades to black as the iconic theme echoes, reimagined with haunting violins and deep bass, both nostalgic and new.